West Indies, the British Caribbean, our country, join together for greater unity, for collective action on our many problems. But before action, there is need for planning. And before planning, we must know how many to plan for. We can know this only by taking a census of our population. Since the first census of 1841, there have been steady increases throughout the region. The increases in Trinidad at once hold our attention. For in 1841, this island supported 73,000 persons. In 1946, there were 558,000, and by 1970, the population is certain to pass the million mark. This 16-fold increase within 130 years is among the highest in the world's history. Throughout the territories, there are about 425 births every day, while deaths are just over 100. This means that within a single year, the overall increase is about 89,000, nearly the entire population now supported by St. Lucia. These figures clearly show the need for another census. And it is not merely to learn how many people live in our country, it is for much more than just that. Knowledge of the size of towns and villages of a country enable government bodies to plan adequate social amenities and welfare schemes. Educational authorities can develop comprehensive plans to educate the rapidly expanding population. Information on the number of people in various types of jobs is essential if government is to conduct successful policies of economic expansion. Equally relevant is the information on the level of unemployment and underemployment, which can best be provided by a census. It is for this reason that the British Caribbean territories will take a census in April 1960. Assembled here at Federal House in Trinidad, representatives from the several units are involved in the complex business of planning the census. Well in advance, personnel are carefully selected and put into training as enumerators. They are taught how to check the consistency of information given to them, how to approach people to get their cooperation, how to cover large areas quickly. The first basic operation is the division of the country into small districts. In the field, supervisors check the physical contour and layout of each district. Meanwhile, the necessary documents designed by the planners have been printed and are ready for distribution. Here are some of the more important ones to be used. This one, the enumeration schedule, is the basic instrument of the census. Note that it is marked confidential. And because the whole process of census taking is confidential, all those engaged in it are sworn to secrecy. The law prescribes severe penalties for any unauthorized disclosure of census information, so the public need not worry about its private affairs being made known. At the appointed time, about 4 weeks before Census Day, the enumerators begin their work. They work in every part of the country, from the most densely settled sections of the city to the remotest area with just a few houses. This preliminary enumeration is completed a few days before census day. And on this day, all that is involved is a check at every home on arrivals or departures affecting the household. When the enumerators have brought in their completed documents, these are carefully checked, sorted and coded. That is, by affixing on the documents predetermined numbers which represent a particular part of the information entered by the enumerator. The coded information is next transferred onto punch cards, the media whereby the information collected is dealt with by machines. It is in this mechanical processing of the information that the personality of the individual is lost. No names or addresses remain. This is what a punch card looks like. Each hole in the card represents a definite bit of information. This machine records values such as the number of men living in a given town, the number of children at school at a given age, or any other characteristic of the population. Working to a prearranged plan, we arrive at a set of basic tabulations. These are the raw material of the census report. The next stage is the editing and presentation of the raw material. And here, being reproduced, are the vital final results. Soon, an enumerator will be calling at your home. He may not meet anyone who can answer his questions about the household. Or he may not meet anyone at all. In such cases, he will leave a simple calling card asking you to see him at an appointed time. No matter where a dwelling is located, so long as it is known to be inhabited, the enumerator cannot afford to ignore it. Patience and a keen sense of responsibility are fine qualities of the enumerator. He does not give up easily. His job cannot be complete until he has accounted for every human soul in the district. So when the enumerator calls at your home, do give him your cooperation.